Welcome back, friends, and gather round. This is Nauglir here, and you are watching episode 13 of Simply Walking into Mordor. We are here just outside the south gate of Bree, and we have some exciting things to do today. As you might know, we have just hit level 20 in our quest for level 115, and that unlocks quite a few things for us to do that are completely new and completely different from what we have done before. So, we look down here, we'll have a letter from the Skirmish Captain. As darkness creeps across the stricken lands of Middle-earth, none are safe from the peril in the east. Skirmish camps have appeared throughout the lands, and as rallying points for those who will stand together to fight the shadow. Stout soldiers gladly lend their weapons, but they lack a leader. What hero will answer the summons? I beseech you to visit one of our skirmish camps and speak with its captain. Camps can be found in towns throughout Middle-earth, such as Bree, Thorin's Hall, Brockenborings, Estelden, and many others. Under your banner, we shall follow your command. Hope is not yet lost for the free peoples if a warrior of your class stands with us. I hope that one day we shall stand together on the field of battle. The skirmishes await your sword. Ithrinion, skirmish captain of the North Downs. And she's got a letter attached there, and so that will give us a quest, that letter, asking us to make haste to a skirmish camp and speak to a skirmish captain. Giving us a quest there, level 20 quest. We also have a piece of mail from Ceradan, and he is a ranger in Bree. We'll take the quest item, but we might actually not do these quests. We'll accept the quest anyway, if just to get a little bit of extra experience when we end up going to Ceradan later on. We won't be doing any more quests in Breeland as we've hit level 20 and we're ready to head on to the next zone after we finish our epic quests. But first, we're going to attend to this skirmish camp business. Now here is a skirmish camp just outside the south gate of Bree. As the letter said, there was a skirmish camp in Bree and this is it. And there are lots of different NPCs around here and they're all got bartering symbols above their heads. So they're all barterers except for one of them who actually is a shop as well, the provisioner. And all of these people have different items that you can barter for. Now, what are you going to be bartering with them? Well, if we have a talk to them, the heavy armor barterer.
What can I do for you?
We're going to be bartering this currency called marks. Now, this is a skirmish and group content specific currency. You can only earn it by doing group content, and it's specific to that. And you use it here in the skirmish camp. And there's not many other places you can use it. I think the skirmish camp is actually the only place where you can use it. Some other traders do take marks and medallions and things. So there's 3 tiers of this currency. There's marks that we see here. Let's see if we can find here. This piece of equipment requires a medallion, which is another piece of currency, a tier above the mark. And then it's really rare to find anything that requires a seal. But seals can only be gained from raids. So we've got marks, which are gained from just your solo instances, and then medallions are usually gained from group content, and then seals are gained from raids. And you can see that we've got them tracked up here. Now these currencies are account shared, so every character on the server that you're playing on will share the pool of marks and medallions that you've acquired. I have a decent amount of marks, not by far the most on the server, but it's enough to get by, and not very many medallions, and no seals. Seals aren't very useful. I end up usually trading them for medallions, as you can do. But around here, we can use our marks and medallions for different items, and these items are aimed at helping us both in group content, and they're just generally good gear around. They're not quite as good as crafted gear, but they are pretty good if you're just going solo. So we might actually end up using some of the gear that we can find here. So let's have a walk around this camp, and we'll see what the different NPCs are that we can interact with. We've got Robin Oldleaf. He's the heavy armor barterer.
Do you need?
As you can see here, he'll give us pieces of heavy armor. He'll give us lots of different levels, and the lowest is 20, which we are, which is good. So yep, you can get heavy armor from him of all types, and then there's some good pieces down here. Heavy shields are also included in the heavy armor barterer. Now let's see, we might actually take these leggings. They're quite good for us, so let's take them for 9 marks. We've got plenty, so let's grab them, equip them, and this helmet is also quite good, so we'll barter for and equip that helmet as well. Let's have a quick look through here. That's not as good. Oh yeah, that's better. We'll take that. Any small improvement is worth it in the long run. We should have better ones than them. Yep. That's a better piece of armor, so we'll equip that. And these shoulder pads are definitely better. Hopefully our helmet's better than that. Yes, great. Okay, so that's a decent upgrade just from visiting the heavy armor barterer at the skirmish camp. Eisenbar Took has legendary item things for us, just items related to legendary items. And we'll explain legendary items as we encounter them at level 45. But for now, this is the guy. He'll give us some things to do with legendary items. Next, we've got medium armor.
Greetings.
Obviously, we won't be using medium armor as much, but this is the same as heavy armor. Just gives you some medium things, as well as warding shields there. Now, if we go around this way, working our way towards the middle eventually, we've got our currency exchange barterer. He will let us exchange medallions for marks, seals for medallions, medallions for marks at a more bulk rate, and then also you can end up trading up from marks to medallions, but it's a ridiculous exchange rate. It's not very good, so people don't usually do that. They just earn their medallions. The good old way of questing through instances. Now we've got Bill Tiller. He's a light armor trader. He will give us all things light armor as well as light shields. Yep, so he's just the same as the other armor ones.
What do you need?
Now we've got jewelry and cloaks here at Skogul, and he might give us some useful things. Let's see what this cloak is like, these cloaks. Anything with might on it? That's great. There we go. Just check that it is the best one, and it does look like it is. 4 marks, that's a steal. We'll grab that. Pocket item. I think we do want to replace our pocket item, because 25% experience gain on monster kills and crafting, not very helpful in the long run. That's a tiny amount of experience that we'll lose by equipping this 5 might, and that'll be useful for us eventually anyway. I think this vitality necklace will be better than our agility one, so let's get that and equip it. Let's see if these earrings are any good. Are there any other earrings? 3 vitality, maximum round, not as good as our might, and this agility and crit, not nearly as good. So we'll keep our current earrings. What about wrists? No, nothing there. And rings, again, nothing of use. But yes, this is the jewelry and cloaks trader. Keep making our way around. We've got the cosmetics trader.
May I help you?
There's a couple of different things in the cosmetic trader. We've got housing items. We've got cosmetic clothing for our character. We've also got cosmetic items, things like weapons and other items for the character to equip. And then we also have cosmetics for the skirmish soldier, which we will explain a bit later, the skirmish soldier. There's also cosmetics for different raid sets, so you can get a cosmetic version of those items if you don't want to go to all the trouble of earning them yourself. Alright, here we have the crafting trader. This guy has all of these crit items here, so you can see if you need any of these special crit items, you can just trade for them at a decent price. And he's also got some special ingredients here as well that we'll definitely be making use of at some point. Yep, these are, they're pretty expensive, but they're worth getting because they're difficult to find in other places. So yes, that's the crafting trader. Next up, we've got the classic trader. Now, back in the day, there were lots of instances where you would go to a specific trader that you could get the gear related to that instance. But they've just consolidated that. So if you're going to do an Illuminas instance, for example, and you want the heavy armor set, as you can see, it's minimum level 65. But you can just go to this guy. He has all the goods for you, and you can trade for marks medallions, these armor sets, and anything that's from those instances. So the Great Barrow is minimum level 25. We might actually be able to equip some of that gear because it is quite good later on. And there's set bonuses on them, if you can see that. If you have 2 of those of that set equipped, 4 of that set equipped, and 6 of that set. And sets can be quite powerful in this game, those set bonuses as additional stat for ability bonuses. Now, we do have the Mithril Trader. That basically lets you buy some skirmish bonuses for Mithril coins. Obviously, not going to be doing much of that. That's okay. Curiosities, some little reputation items. We've got class items for the level 50 class quest here. We've got some curiosities, some random items here. We've also got essences, which we will encounter later on in the playthrough. Now, the provisioner, as I said before, is a normal provisioner. Just gives us some basic materials there, and there's also a vendor here at the skirmish camp if we should need one, which in fact we do. And I think I have already sorted through all this, so we shouldn't have to worry about selling anything that we need. Yes, I've gone through all this before, so we'll just sell all of that. Good, okay. So the provisioner will also barter potions for us if you do need them. Even up to the top level potions. Oh, not quite the top level, so there are Doomfold potions available for the 106, minimum level 106. But yeah, so you can get pretty good potions from here, morale and power potions, if you so desire, for just a small price of marks. Alright, and we're back around. That's all the barterers for us. Oh, there's one more here, weapons. We might as well look at these. This is similar to armor and jewelry and cloaks, just gear gated at different levels throughout your leveling up. And there are definitely some good things here that we might take. Yeah, we'll definitely take this bow, 18.3 DPS instead of 12.7, and gives us some critical rating, which will definitely help us out. What else do we have here? We've got some, yeah, these swords are pretty good. How good is this? Yeah, it has vitality and will. If it had might on it, I would have switched to the two-hander, but unfortunately it doesn't. We might have to come back at a later level. These swords look pretty good though. We might actually switch out our Hammer of Baldur for one of these swords and use that instead. So we'll chuck that on. And after our visit to the skirmish camp, the cosmetics don't seem to be working on these older items, so he looks a bit bare at the moment. But that's alright, our cosmetic outfit is still showing, so that's fine. Alright, now we come to these last two barterers, and these two are special. They relate specifically to the skirmishes themselves. And so Harry Twiggins here is a skirmish captain. He's the one that we have our quest to report into. So let's finish that there. And he's given us a new quest, Skirmishes. He's going to introduce us to the skirmish system, and I think this episode might be a good time to do that, so we can explain the skirmish system and explore it a bit, as we'll be definitely showcasing a lot of those skirmishes, and possibly be using them as a way to level up or just to have fun as we go through the game. So we're going to speak to Second Watcher Heath. We're going to speak to Harry Twiggins again, and he will bring us to Second Watcher Heathstraw in an instance. So we're going to travel into this instance, be teleporting to our own little.
While war raged in the south and the rangers of the north were absent, brigands and ruffians took an opportunity to wrest control of Bree.
Right, yes, so we are in this special little part of Middle-earth that is our own. I just didn't want to talk over the voice over there. Yes, we're in here. I might turn the music down because that is quite loud in here. Just turn the music down. Alright, here we are. This is a special little skirmish, introduction skirmish. You can't actually do this particular skirmish anywhere except during this introduction quest. We're going to switch to our area of effect line of traits and speak to Second Watcher Heathstraw. I did not think help would get here this quickly, but he's grateful that it has. The situation in Bree is not very good. Brigands, led in by Bill Fernie and Harry Goatleaf, have taken over much of Bree. Well, that's not very good.
The war is beginning, and the battles to be fought will be great and perilous. You will not survive alone.
We won't survive alone. What's that about?
Fortunately, there are soldiers of the free peoples willing to fight by your side. If you call them, they will aid you.
Well, that's good. Get some soldiers to fight for us.
Use the horn here. Learn the skill it possesses. Then call forth a soldier to aid you in retaking Bree.
Well, then I guess we'll do that. This horn on the box here, we're going to take it.
Good. Now use your new skill and call forth a soldier of the free peoples.
Yeah, so we've gotten 2 new skills here by picking up that horn. We get to keep these forever. We're just going to chuck them up here. These are 2 special skills. The first one lets us call our soldier into battle, and that can also be done by just clicking on this little button here to call him in. And the second one directs the soldier to attack a specific enemy in the skirmish. So we're going to call the soldier. I might just also add we did gain a skill at level 20, Blood Rage. It lets us shake off stuns and dazes and fellowship maneuver stuns, that sort of thing. So we can actually use that skill to get us back into the fight if we get stunned. And I just like to keep those sorts of skills. Every class has one. I just like to keep those sorts of skills on control too. That's just what my reflex is to hit that skill, so I just keep it there. So we're going to call forth our soldier.
Very good.
There we go, he's just called soldier.
Now let me share with you the plan of how you're going to reclaim Bree.
Okay, do share with us. I'm going to talk to him. Your soldier is a powerful ally. He will aid you greatly in the battles against the enemy. Okay, we got that.
Skirmishes against the enemy focus on taking and controlling locations of value and importance around the battlefield.
Right.
In reclaiming Bree, these locations are the South Gate, the Auction House, and Bill Fanny's home in that order. The gate is well protected, but your soldier will aid you in the battle. If he falls, simply call for another by reusing the skill you learned. If not for my arm, I would be at your side as well. Now go and reclaim Bree.
Alright, so what Second Watcher Heathstraw was telling us there was that skirmishes are won by taking and holding points that can be seen by these flags here. There's also a marker on the minimap. They begin red, and you must take them and take them for the Free Peoples, and sometimes counterattacks will be launched against those points. He's also saying there about the soldiers that if it dies in battle, you can just call it again outside of combat, and he's good as new. So they're pretty much expendable, just allies there. Now all the monsters in skirmishes have these little descriptors on them. So they've got their name, and they've also got a difficulty level. And this one is weak, this one is hail. Hail is just normal, just a normal sized enemy. Weak is swarm, so pretty much half the strength. And then they go up in strength after that. But you don't really find much more than hail in solo skirmishes. Let's go and fight these guys. They should be no trouble for us, especially with our soldier to help us. But yeah, these guys are pretty weak. This skirmish is really easy, just introducing us to the genre of instances. Right, so we gain control of the South Gate just by claiming that flag there. See how it becomes green now for the Free Peoples, and we can advance through the instance a bit further. We're going to grab these two guys as well. We've got a weak wolf and a hail enforcer, hail brigand. Just bring them down, good job. And there's one last one over here, this hail southern warrior, half-orc guy. He's got some range skills. And we're here at the auction house. This is actually set in South Bree. The snow and other things make it a bit less recognizable, but we are in the same place, and this is the auction house. So we're going to claim that for the Free Peoples, and a counterattack should be launched, and it's going to come from over here. These guys spawn in, they try and take the point back, and basically you always got to watch out for these. They're not random, these counterattacks. They do get set off at specific times during skirmishes, so you can predict when they will happen and where they come from, which is kind of helpful. Now we also have an encounter here. These are special enemies that will show up during the instance, who will, come and just try and do something, and it's kind of like a side quest during the instance, and there is a deed to complete all the encounters in each skirmish. So we've defeated Reginald Cutweed, and also I should note, encounters give you a mark reward when you complete them, as do controlling points. You gain marks as you go through the instance, as well as completing the instance. Now, we've got to the boss here, Drithlaws and this weak Sharky's Archer. So we'll bring them down at the same time with our area of effect skills there. It's a dangerous skill. Okay, he's run back into the house. We've cleared the enemy forces, and we can take this control point for Bill Fernie's house. 3 marks and a medallion for getting the last point, and we've completed this skirmish. So that was pretty easy. We can just finish that now, and we'll get taken back out into Bree. Great. So we finished the skirmish, and as you could see there, it was just taking and controlling points. That was an offensive skirmish, and now they're going to teach us how defensive skirmishes work. So we're going to... yes, we have to open it through the instance finder. This is where we find all of our instances that we want to launch, and as we can see here, there's a skirmish category. Defensive and Defense of the Prancing Pony is our next job in our quest for introducing skirmishes.
The
So we get
inhabitants
teleported
of Bree
here.
have spent the occupation holed up within the Prancing Pony. Angered at their uprising, the brigands have decided to burn them out.
Right, so we are going to defend the Prancing Pony. This is, and the last one, they're both skirmishes that get expanded as you unlock them. We won't be able to do them straight away, but they are skirmishes that can be done later on as full-on skirmishes. These are just tutorial ones though. So, we've got this situation here. We're defending the Prancing Pony, and so let's let Second Watcher Heatstraw tell us how this is going to work.
You will need a stronger ally for this foray. There are many ways soldiers can be trained and outfitted for battle. Archers, warriors, protectors, sages, bannermen, and herbalists are all willing to answer your call. For this battle, a warrior will be to our best advantage. Will? Tom, come out here for a moment. Speak to Will, purchase the warrior role trait. Then speak to Tom and complete the soldier's training.
Okay, so we've got to speak to Will and purchase this role trait. I'll explain this more fully a bit later on. Basically what he's saying is there are actually 6 classes that your soldier can be, and you can customize your soldier in quite a few different ways. You can only bring one soldier into each battle, but you can customize it outside of the skirmish. So for this one, we're building a warrior, and that is just how the tutorial goes. They're free to buy. Usually you spend marks to improve your soldier, but for this one they're free. And in here we just manage these traits and put the warrior in the attribute slot and confirm that to be completed. And now we call our warrior, and as you can see,
Very good.
it's now called a warrior,
They
and
will
it's got
increase our
2
offensive
swords.
capability and allow us to cut through waves of enemies.
Yes, so the warrior is a area of effect damage class, much like the champion itself, but obviously quite a bit weaker than the champion. But yeah, you can customize them in heaps of different ways. I'll explain all the different ones as we finish this skirmish.
Will, Tom, get back inside. We'll handle
So,
this. Prepare yourself, my friend.
we're in a defensive skirmish, as I said before. That means that we're defending a central location, in this case the Prancing Pony, and assaults will come from different directions. In this skirmish, we can see that there's attacks from the west over here, and also attacks from the south. And as the waves of assaults finish, we get a brief moment of respite, and we can usually lick our wounds and prepare for the next assault. So,
The enemy employs a number of terrible lieutenants, specially trained enemies with unique skills. It is difficult to know which lieutenants march with the enemy until they arrive on the battlefield. I caught a glimpse of a large orc with this force. Be prepared. It could come at any time.
right, so I think we're going to have...
Here they come
Yep, we're going to
again.
have another assault. And here we have a lieutenant of the enemy. As he was saying there, sometimes there are especially powerful enemies, lieutenants they're called, and they come with assaults
Leave them a
or
moment of respite before their assault continues.
in offensive skirmishes. They are just sitting there waiting for you to come and attack them. Basically, lieutenants are especially powerful. They give bonuses to their allies, or they're just particularly difficult to kill themselves. There are heaps of different types of lieutenants. That one there, the Protectors of the Vile, that's just unique to this tutorial. But other skirmishes have, I think there's over 20 different ones that you can encounter, and they all have different weaknesses. I think he's going to teach us a bit more about them now.
As you encounter and defeat more lieutenants, you will learn more about how they affect the battlefield. And what you can do to expose and exploit their individual weaknesses. They all have at least one. I believe we are nearing the end of this battle. Defeat this assault and Bree will be free once more. Here they come!
Yeah, so what Heathstraw was saying there was that each each lieutenant has a specific weakness, and as we find more and more of them, we will discover what their weaknesses are. But here we are, we're almost finished this skirmish, and we will get through. Oh, looks like they're running away. Bill Fernie and Harry Goatleaf, they're off. Defeated Drithlors and completed the skirmish. So we got 3 marks and a medallion. And we can talk to Second Watcher Heathstraw to finish off this quest. I think he's going to say a bit more before we finish.
Near the major locations of Middle-earth, you will find skirmish camps. Bree, Rivendell, and Thorin's Hall, to name a few. There you can barter your skirmish marks for new and better soldier traits and gear and equipment for yourself. Safe travels, my friend. Perhaps we will meet again in another skirmish against the enemy. For now, I salute your courage.
Great. So we finished the skirmish training scenarios. We're going to be put back out into the skirmish camp outside Bree and finish off that quest. Now here is where we get to decide kind of which soldier class we would like.
What can I do for you?
We get these instructions here. They basically just give us a bit of a bonus, a couple of skills bought for us for free, but it doesn't really affect it that much. We can always buy the other classes. I think to start off, we are going to take a utility soldier, because we can do heaps of damage ourselves. We don't have to worry too much about that. So I think we're actually going to take the Herbalist. The Herbalist is a healer, but it also can restore power. And I think there's a buff or two that the Herbalist can do. So we're going to take the Herbalist instructions. That'll give us a bit of a head start with our Herbalist. But obviously we will showcase all 6 of these guys as we go. So we'll finish that quest. We get the Herbalist instructions, and that has given us some traits to use for our Herbalist. Now that we've finished that, I will explain briefly these 2 people here. So the Skirmish Captain. There's 2 things you can do with the Skirmish Captain. The first is to manage your traits.
Greetings.
So we've got the different traits we can use for our skirmishes, which is where we'll change over to our Herbalist. Now each class, or soldiers I guess, is determined by their role. So the role, Herbalist, and this role, you can level this up as well. So it's like their base stats. You can see in the tooltip that it gives them some bonuses the more you level it up. And the more you level it up, the more you will actually increase those buffs. So if you look on the Herbalist, we've got extra healing skill, extra healing aura, and more morale and power. And for the Warrior, we've got armor penetration and morale and power. So they have different bonuses for different roles. The next we have is skills, and skills is this blue one here. This is things that our Herbalist or soldier can use, and each role has different skills, and so you can only equip skills that relate to that specific role. So under the Herbalist list here, we've got Nature's Power and Refreshing Herbs. So we've got a heal and a power restore. We're going to take the heal and use that. This is a single target, 1 big heal. I think there's also a heal over time that the Herbalist can take, and we can customize these in a second, but we'll just equip that now. Next we have is training. This is passive bonuses for the soldier. So we have light armor training already for free, and tactical potency, so extra tactical mastery. That'll help with the amount of healing they put out, so we'll give them some of that. And finally we've got personal. The other thing about skirmishes is that you can actually increase your power while you have your soldier out. So once you've got your soldier out, your personal traits will affect you. These are other passive bonuses that increase our stats, and for free we've been given Arm and Assault, which gives us some extra armor value. That's probably the least useful one in the entire list. I don't really know why they give us this one for free, but we'll definitely be acquiring a different one for ourselves to use in skirmishes. Now obviously, as you can see here, we've got some locked slots just like the other traits. So we have a personal slot that unlocks at 23, 49 and 65. So these ones take a while to unlock fully. But yes, as you can see, eventually we get 5 attribute slots, and those attribute slots will be used eventually for cosmetic changes to our soldier. So you can choose whatever race you want for your soldier, you can choose what type of clothing they wear, that sort of thing. And I think, yes, we have some appearance and race traits for our soldier already, just from the Rohan expansion. So we have 4 skill slots that eventually get unlocked, so your soldier can eventually use up to 4 skills. Training, again, 4 slots to give your soldier 4 passive bonuses for training, and personal, we have 3 slots to increase 3 different stats for us. We're just going to confirm this. Costs a bit of silver to configure that. And finally, the last person here is the trainer. Actually, there's one more thing the captain can do. The captain can barter, and these are special skills. You can actually buy some extra skills here from the skirmish captain, and they will help us with our soldiers. So there's normal skills. You can see that there's 2 for each class. And there are some more powerful ones than you can get from the trainer, and the ultimate skills as well. The ultimate skills unlock at level 60 and 50, and you can only have 1 ultimate equipped on your soldier at any one time, and they're quite powerful skills there. So of course the last one is the skirmish trainer. This is where we level up all these attributes and skills and training and personal traits, and it just costs marks to increase that benefit. So as you can see here, we can buy these attributes, the roles, for cost of 17 marks each, and then we can upgrade them, leveling them up. And also the skills here, there's 4 skills from the trainer for each, and then 4 from the captain that you can get as well. Training is all the different ones. They're available for all the different almost all of these are available for all different soldiers. The light armor training, you have to actually use light armor to improve it, so you can't actually equip that on all of them. And so since we have the herbalist, we can use light armor, but not medium armor or heavy armor. All right, so that's that's the skirmish trainer. We might just give a bit of bonus to our herbalist, buff it up. As you can see in the tooltip, it gives a kind of estimated level for the trait. So at the moment it's level 24, and the next rank will be level 29. Let's just pump it up a bit, maybe up to rank 5, so it's level 37. There you go. That's a powerful soldier for our level. And we can have a look at these different skills here. We might actually get the healing over time spell instead of the single heal, and I think we'll pump that up to rank 5 as well. That gives us quite a bit of healing to ourselves. What do they have? They had tactical mastery, so I think that's tactical potency. Pump that up to level 5, and also we don't have to worry about personal yet. We haven't even unlocked it. So we'll just go over back to the captain, switch out that skill for the better one that we chose. You can see we've got rank 5 for all of them. Confirm that, and we've got our soldier ready to go. So that's Skirmishes, guys. In the next episode, we'll be doing some more epic quests, and then after that, we will move on to our next zone. In between that, though, I think we might introduce the 2 skirmishes that we unlock at level 20. I want to do an episode on each of these skirmishes, so we might run through them before we head out to the Lone Lands, which is where we'll be going next, after our epics are done here in Bree. But until then, guys, I've been Nauglir. If you've enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. There are new videos coming out every day. And as always, I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you tomorrow. This is Nauglir, signing off.